Okay, I think we're ready to continue with this model here, which is completely out of shot now. For some reason, I don't know why that's happened. It's okay at the moment. Yeah! Why does this happen to me every time I start a stream and I have everything set up properly? I have everything ready to go, and then like I switch on, and then like, why can't I see my model? And I try and shift something around, and then I break everything. So that's something. So hi. So I want to just kind of sort out the positioning of my camera. For some reason, it's like decided to change its position quite drastically from what it was. Yeah, this is where I'm comfortable, so I'm gonna shift you a lot more up in there. I wonder if it's just because of you, to some degree. No, I don't want to do that. What did I just do? Switched. I think I switched to my ceiling, didn't I? Okay, that's great. How on earth did I do that? Now it's on my main screen there. Okay. It's just doing weird stuff now. Back on my camera. There we go. Telephone. But now it's all angled funny. Gotta re-angle it. There we go. Oh, this is a fun start, isn't it? Oh my god, why is it in 3 times? I don't want telephoto, that's why. I want ultra wide, and then we zoom in. Oh my god, and I'm still not in the view that I want. What on earth happened here? Is it because of that? I literally had this in the exact right position a moment ago. This is painful. I was like, oh, I'm perfectly ready for everything. It's completely and utterly messed up on me. I have no idea why. I was literally in a great position. I was checking, I was like, yeah, everything's groovy, we're good to go. Is that where I need it? To be honest, I want to be here, so I'm not angled correctly at all. Let's try that. Okay, that feels better. Right. And Mr. You fell. Luckily, you fell in the paint that I'm not using today. So let's reacquaint you to hang precariously above my desk, and we'll refocus you a little bit. Wow, I have to turn it. Wow, this is a completely different. Forces me to have a completely different setup to what I was doing earlier. But okay, I think we're roughly there though, so I think that'll work. Oh my god. This is like a curse for me every time I try to stream. I try to prepare everything up nicely and carefully. I was like, yes, everything's really good. Everything looks right. I'm good to go. And then just chaos ensues as soon as I hit start. So, oh dear. Hello there, quite professional. Nice to see you. I've had an absolute hell of a start to this stream. Just like dropping my my camera into the paint and all sorts of other things. So it's crazy right now. So hopefully I can just get on with a bit of painting now. I think I need a drink after that. yeah. So, we're going to be getting on with the Charantid, which is this character here. We're going to be getting to work on that. Yeah. So my camera fell. My camera for some reason was not in the right position. I actually checked it all before and I was like, yes, this looks beautiful. Go back to my waiting screen, go live, and then just kind of check everything's ready to go, get my microphone going and things like that. Turn on to go live, like, hello everybody, or just hello. And then I'm like, I can't see my model, so I've got to shift my camera. I started shifting my camera, and my little webcam that I basically hang precariously off of the stand that I have here just fell into the pane. I was like, oh, for God's sakes. And then I just try to shift around and figure it out. Then I somehow switched the camera to use the front-facing camera instead of the back camera on my iPhone that I'm using as my camera, and it's just not a great start. And I was like, today I'm gonna have a good start. I was like promising myself to make a good start today, and it went all to pot. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little mix here at the moment. To do this armor that I'm doing on the Charantid, I only use 3 colors. So I have a kind of a darkish brown, a golden brown, and ivory, and I'm just using those 3 colors to do a kind of NMM effect. Maybe the Charantid is cursed. I think you might be right. That could be the issue here. I just got it. He's like, I don't know. Either he wants to be painted and be done, or he's just like, I don't want to be painted and I curse you every time you try. I'm not sure which it might be. I think I'm damned either way. So I'm just kind of taking my time by just kind of doing each section at a time with this one. I feel this way I can more accurately kind of go, okay, yeah, this is the direction I want to go with each of the panels, and try to make sure that I'm doing it exactly as maybe not exactly as I intend, because I was actually planning, I wanted the armor actually to look like my regular Shazvasti armor, but it kind of ended up becoming an NMM gold effect. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go with that because it kind of looks cool. And as he's a very special model, I think it's kind of nice to give him some special armor. So that's what we're going to try and do today. There we go. So I just want to be careful. I don't want to do too much for this. I think I'm already doing a bit too much, but it's not too bad. We'll just then top it with a little bit of ivory, and that will get us the last little marks on this. I need to angle my brush more carefully. Make sure I'm getting the bits that I want. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay. Yes. Important figure that the enemy can shoot at. That's true. To be honest, in Infinity, I never run a Charantid because I have a Shazvasti army, and the Charantid isn't in the Shazvasti army. He's in the combined kind of regular force. Or I guess he might be in another sectorial. I'm guessing the Onyx force, Onyx contact force, I'd imagine, if he's in an army, in a sectorial. I really don't know, because I don't know anything in combined other than Shazvasti. The Morats do look really cool. I would be tempted to maybe have a Morat army, and what would end up happening is, I know what I'm like, I'd end up getting the Morats and going, you know what would round all of this off? An Onyx task force. Then I'd be like, okay, I've got an avatar. Just in time for it to be completely nerfed. I haven't even run the bloody Sphinx yet. I need to try out the Sphinx and learn how to use a tag. The Sphinx is just sitting in the drawer going, please play with me. So I've got to try sometime. Well, good luck. I hope you do get some games in. And yeah, good luck with the next video as well. I guess your studies are going well then? I know your studies were keeping you busy. Yeah, now I've got that Defiance video out. Oh, cool. Yeah, the narration is sometimes the hardest thing to do. Recording yourself doing all that stuff. It's nice to have a decent microphone. Like, my microphone is a pretty cheap microphone. But it does the job, which is what I need it to do. And then I can, in terms of my videos, I kind of edit the audio and play around with the pitch and the bass and the treble and things until I've kind of got it where I need it. Alright, good luck with the exam. I hope it goes well. I hope the video goes well as well. But I'm like, I kind of told myself, okay, right, I finished this second video. I should take a break from making those kind of battle report type videos just for a bit and just make some like mini videos, maybe some painting videos, just something where I can kind of get into a bit of a rhythm and do a few. And as soon as I kind of made the video, I finished and uploaded the video, I was like, I already know how to make this better. Maybe I should start the next video. I gotta paint this Charantid first though, so. So I'm also in the middle of writing the short story to go with the Charantid. So I'll hopefully release that in a little while, once I can sit down and just knock out that story. I kind of got it rummaging around in my head. Just need to put it onto paper, as it were. And then that'll be a video that I can release. Also want to continue doing my kind of stupid, silly videos. I've got the next one kind of all worked out. Kind of wrote an initial script which was awful, but I've kind of like in my head changed up some of the conversations, going, I think this could be fun. So I'll probably try and make that soon. But I've already started actually preparing for the next third mission, and I've re-recorded all of my models. This time, rather than doing it through photos, because all of those spinning animations were made up of the photos of the models. I've now kind of I kind of made my own little green screen with a rotation disc. and just let that rotate and stick the models on it. And then I've kind of green screened them to kind of create a video with a transparent background, so that I can use like a full motion spinning animation. So it should be a lot smoother, hopefully, for a lot of the movements and things, and I think that would look really nice as well. So I'm kind of excited to animate with that. I'm also kind of, because it takes me such a long time to make the bloody videos, and for me watching it, as much as I kind of like having the dice rolls and things and all the results and things, I find it very difficult to actually follow. And the only thing that I find actually pertinent to me kind of being entertained is seeing the action unfold and just knowing what the results were, kind of like what actually happened, like, oh, this one did so many wounds, or this one so much did this much damage and things. So I was thinking I might just reduce the third mission. I'm going to do a little experiment and reduce it down to just the action and skip all the dice rolling video and symbols that come up. Maybe I'll throw in the symbols, I don't know. But still, I think I just have the action play out, so you can just see the whole thing play out, and I can reduce the time with that, hopefully by half. And so it becomes a bit more palatable to watch, a little bit faster for me to produce, and I can probably get through the bloody campaign that way. I can't see myself doing an entire campaign the way that I'm doing it right now, because I've been doing it now for like 6 months. I got 2 videos out. I'm like, this is gonna take me my lifetime to make it the entire series, and I don't think there's enough interest for me to warrant that much effort into them. As much as I actually just enjoy doing it for the sake of doing it, it's just at the end of the day, I've chosen to do this with a game that people can't buy. Which in itself is this, like, the very obscure choice for myself to make. But I'll get them out. Yeah, they're kind of like I think the biggest frustration, I got some lovely, absolutely lovely comments. Yeah, it's going to be hard to please everyone, but at the end of the day, I'm doing a cinematic version of the game. And ultimately, and a lot of people, the one thing is, using all the dice rolls and getting all of that information in there is probably a little bit alienating for people who don't understand how to play the game. So it's very hard for them to follow that way. Whereas if I do it with all the action and things like that, then at least then people from outside of the game can just enjoy it as a story almost. So I'm kind of like trying to justify me being lazy. I think it's the biggest thing right now. Yeah, it's hard to cut it down because there's so much you want to put in there, and knowing where to edit yourself is really a difficult thing to balance. Because I would love to make I would like to make kind of like 15-minute bat reps for Infinity, and I would actually approach them very similarly to how you are doing yours, with the top-down view, and I just kind of narrate the action. You can kind of see the pieces moving from that top-down view, but then I would go in with kind of like the way I would do it in the cinematic sense is I would have shots from my game, some photographs from the game that I played, possibly some setup shots and things, so I could animate them a little bit, but also have like all of the shooting and the explosions and things, and doing it as if they're from drone cameras just kind of floating around the battlefield and things. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. But yeah, have it like that, where you kind of like you'll see the movements on the big map, and then it kind of goes into some like drone camera feeds that come up and show you the actual action on the ground, whilst you have perhaps the dice rolls, perhaps just the results coming up on the side of the screen, along with all the symbols that represent things like mimetism, cover, range bands and stuff like that, to give you a sense of, okay, they get +3 for that, they get -3 for that, and you can kind of see how the actual combat works physically like that as well, and hopefully it'll be kind of cool. So again, me trying to complicate things for myself, I'm trying to learn a little bit of Blender, so that luckily, like, my battlescape scenery is basically cardboard box shapes, so they're very, very simple geometric shapes. So I'm learning a bit of Blender so that I can actually just create the battlefield with creating 3D models, and then paste the artwork onto those models, and then be able to have hopefully like a roving camera at the beginning of the bat rep, kind of explaining the map, the deployment zones and what the mission is, before it kind of zooms out to an overhead view, where you then just see all the action play out from overhead with the drone shots as the thing. That's what's inside my head. Whether or not I can actually do that, I don't know, but I feel like that's a manageable feat. But again, I'm probably just overcomplicating things for myself to make it harder in the future to knock out any more of them. So, but I like to give myself a bit of a challenge when it comes to the editing side of things. Like, learning new editing skills is kind of one of the hobbies that I have. So it's I've kind of mixed my filmmaking side with my model painting and game playing side of my interests, and just fused everything that I like together. Yeah, like, that's, I mean, it sounds good, that's right, you know, like, you can have an idea and it sounds really great, but then putting it into practice, I have no idea if I can pull it off or not, but it'll be kind of fun to see if I can. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do something like that. It'll be kind of cool. But yeah. Thank you very much there, Ralph. Yeah, I enjoyed making it. I think like all the views that I'm getting on it are from people who are either already subscribed to me or seen the previous video. Because the funny thing is, I uploaded it. I was like, yes, it's done. I'm uploading it. Let me see how it does. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a few views. That's kind of nice. That's good. Lovely comments. That's very, very encouraging and things like that. And then I look at my subscriber count and this is where I feel a little bit of a shock, and it's like my subscriber count went down and I'm like, what? This is the most annoying thing, kind of thing. But I'm really happy that the people that like kind of enjoy this series that I'm trying to make were very happy with the video, and you know, like comments like more now kind of thing make me encouraged to make more. So that's enough for me. I just need to take a little break to do some painting. One of the reasons being that I need to paint this guy up to actually play in the next bloody mission. But I'm not going to be doing like the photography style. I was just saying about the photography thing. I'm not going to be doing... yeah, this is not the hot thing at the moment. And I don't think it ever will be again, because it's done and dusted, basically. Right? So, yeah, I just kind of like, I like it, so I'm just doing it. And to an extent, it's allowing me to learn a lot about video editing. And so that's my biggest takeaway from it. And I'm kind of like learning so many different techniques that then I'm like, okay, I can incorporate the stuff that I'm learning here into other videos that I do in the future. So that's kind of the encouraging thing from it. And I will one day eventually try and do an Infinity battle report. I think that will, if it was just a case of me just wanting to to get lots of views as quickly as possible and possible subscribers, then I would have already done it. But I do want to make one in the near future, because I got some ideas for them. I think it'd be kind of fun and cool to do one, but not until, like, again, like, the more I do these Defiance videos and other videos as well, I'm learning more techniques, and so it'll hopefully make kind of like, when I do decide to do a proper Infinity video, it will be with a lot more skill and finish, hopefully, to make a good video. At least that's the hope. I did try actually to do one maybe a year ago, and I just kind of gave up straight away because I was like, I don't know how to approach this. Not the way that I want to see one. So I've been thinking about it, and I think I've got my idea pretty much sorted in my head of how I would approach it now. So yeah. But I'm kind of like digging the idea of doing some more of these kind of stupid videos. The one where I did the grenades video with Bill and Bob on Borak. I actually enjoyed doing that. It was just me being silly and having a bit of a giggle, and it seems like that was something that a number of people did enjoy. So I'm going to make a few more of those, I think, just for fun. And they're actually quite good for like just throwing out some short videos, like the YouTube shorts, just to, you know, just bring some attention to the channel. It is a useful way of just increasing your scope of people that could check out your channel. But yeah, I was having fun making that, and it only took me a day to make it. So yeah, way too soon. But my next video, I've already got it in my head of what I'm gonna do, and it's all about orders and how, like, if you had like the way you play orders in the game of Infinity, and with AROs basically, and if that was played out in real life. So like a guy walks out, a guy spots him and says, "I'm gonna dodge," and he's like, what? And then there's kind of a back and forth of like, well, this is how it works. When I see you doing something, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, but then when you've heard what I'm gonna do, you get to choose what you're gonna do after that, okay? So just confuse the guy, and just have a kind of like a weird conversation about how that's how combat works, or that's how you kind of do stuff. I don't know. That's in my head. It's kind of fun and silly. I don't know if it will translate or not when I'm making it, but I'm gonna just like, yeah, basically take all the rules out of Infinity and apply them as if they were like super duper literal to the point of just being perhaps really obnoxious about it. So yeah, I had a good suggestion actually. Like one of the comments on the thing, when the tiger explodes from the grenade, they were like, the tiger should have dodged it, because they're just really great at dodging all the time. Oh, no problem. Sorry, my music is in the way there. I can always like at least turn it down. I don't know how loud it is at the moment. Oh gosh, yeah, it's kind of loud, isn't it? So I'm just gonna knock that down. Right down. There we go. That's better, I think. So yeah, thanks for doing that, for letting me know that. But take care, Ralph. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm not. Hopefully that's sounding a little bit better, not too in the way there. But yeah, it's good. Okay. But yes, take care, Ralph. Thank you for joining. And thank you for just mentioning about the music, because I didn't realize how loud it was, and I just had a look at the mixer and was like, oh yeah, that's just peaking way above what I normally would have. So yeah, please, if there's anything wrong with the stream, I like it when anyone makes a comment of like, okay, you're cutting out, or your music's too loud. But yeah. I must say, I was really, I really kind of disliked this model's sculpt when I put him together. I remember, but now that I am, and also like the painting, obviously the Corvus Belli paint job is fantastic. The one that they have, I think he's actually painted by the and I can't pronounce his name, but the Giraldes Studios, I believe, paint it. It is beautifully painted, but for some reason I don't think the color scheme fits the model very well. But obviously they stick to the color scheme of the combined army that they have. But I just don't think it looks very good. But obviously, still painted it with marvelous skill. But I'm kind of digging painting it like this, in this kind of gold armor. I feel like it's actually, I feel much happier with this sculpt now. All right, yeah. Thank you so much for popping by there. And yeah, good luck with your exam in the next month, and good luck with the video too. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Okay. Should give me a moment to be able to concentrate actually on painting this model. Unless anyone else would like to pop in and say hello. I'll be happy to be distracted as well. But let's keep going. All right, so I'm really not thinking too much about where I place all of these reflections and things. The main bit is kind of wherever there's kind of like a peak. It's kind of where I hit one area of it. I kind of overdid it there. But not too bad. We're nearly done with the top half of his body. We just got this weird power pipe that he's got coming out of his back. Now, I haven't decided how I'm going to do those grills and things. I might approach them in a little bit of a different manner to how I've got them here. Right, I realize my wet palette is really bright. Oh, screw it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to fiddle around with it now. That'll be for another time. Okay, there's a little bit of the armor inside there that I need to get as well. So just getting some of this. There. And then go a little bit brighter. Yeah, I was originally going to go with kind of an ivory armor. I just ended up into this kind of bronzed gold armor instead. And I'm really digging it, so I just stuck with it. It's kind of nice to see. It's a bit different from the rest of my Shazvasti. It makes him stand out as something special as well. Hopefully, as long as it looks good. Yeah. There's a few areas of this which we're going to be adding on some glowing blue as well, which will kind of, at the moment the colors that we've got are very, very warm, so having a kind of a cool blue will hopefully contrast it fairly nicely. Okay. Hello there, Dice Gods. Hello, Hydra. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm kind of digging painting. I feel like very recently, actually since the time I basically had a quarantine because of COVID, my painting skills have kind of had that, you know, when you have that little bump of skill increase that is very noticeable for yourself. I think, you know, everyone says that people like plateau and things, but I think if you're always trying hard, you never actually plateau, but you don't notice improvement. But then every so often you have that sudden moment where you really notice an improvement. I've kind of hit one of those, and it's kind of been good. So editing today, fantastic. Good luck with the editing. Sometimes that can be a bit of a slog. Which video are you editing? Is it an Infinity one or a Malifaux one? Or another game, indeed. Thank you very much. A Flames of War 50-minute review. Wow-wee. Yeah. Oh god, doing narration for that long is a slog, I find. Just doing like the Defiance videos, like writing those scripts and then actually having to read it is, I find that sometimes the hardest part, of the bit that's like the hardest motivation for me. But it's like once I've actually recorded it, I'm like, okay, now I can get on with the editing that's going to take me 3 months to do. So I'm actually kind of excited. So in about a week, I'll get the 6,800 word script. No, wow, you are keeping yourself very busy. You're doing really well for yourself, so I'm really happy for you. It's good. I was actually just saying, like, the funny thing about the Infinity Defiance video, I kind of released the second episode, getting some really nice responses from everyone who watches them, and it's been very, very encouraging. The one thing that hasn't been encouraging is my subscriber count went down. I'm just like, why? It's kind of like one of those metrics that you kind of always want to just keep creeping up kind of thing. So I was a bit down about, no, not down, but just a bit disappointed by it. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, okay, that's my fault for choosing a game that's not, that's kind of like no one can buy. I've got my little audience that is like, yeah, Defiance, and then everyone else is like, not really interested in that because I can't buy it. But yeah, it's kind of funny. All right, you're looking like a golden beast. I am really warming to this sculpt now. I cannot stress how much I disliked this model. I just thought it was like as ugly and disproportionate. And now that I'm actually painting it, I'm like really loving it, to be honest. It's nuts. Yeah. The really annoying thing is like that stupid comedy thing that I did, that took a day. and I get like 15 subscribers from it, like within a night. Yeah, it's funny, like, yeah, whenever you talk about Patreon, but I don't think it's such a bad thing. I think you just basically, ultimately, you're looking for your small audience that really want to support you and that understand that this isn't an easy thing to do. And as much as possible, you want it to be able to continue. And something like Patreon just helps you ensure that it will. I mean, I've only got a couple of patrons, but I am so thankful for them. And a lot of that is just having those two patrons is just enough for me to go, I'm making the right kind of things. And they basically like the stuff that is not popular, that doesn't get a lot of views. So I wouldn't make that. I would probably be less likely to make those things if I'm not getting any views on them. But the fact that I have a patron that is like, I like your short stories, I want more of the short stories, makes me go, okay, I'm going to make more of those short stories, even though no one else really watches them. I have a patron who does, and that's enough for me to go, oh, I feel encouraged to keep on writing. I enjoy writing the short stories, but I would be sometimes tempted to perhaps not publish them and be just more of a kind of an exercise for myself. But the fact that I do have there is someone out there that enjoys it, means, I feel good about putting it out there. So that's going to be the next main thing that I'm doing. But yeah. Yeah, right. I know, it's just so annoying with the Patreon things. Yeah, there's a reality to making videos. You know, you need the equipment, you need the time. The time is the thing. Like, you know, I could just I do my job, I do my work, my regular work, and I'm putting a lot of my own money into actually trying to make these videos, or at least a lot of my time. But yeah, money too, because I was like, okay, I need a decent computer to do this. So I bought myself like a decent Mac. Now that was fine. Even separately, it was good for my work. But then as an added bonus, I can make videos and things. But, you know, if anything, with a hobby that has such a tight range of scope and a very kind of niche audience, you basically can't rely on the idea that you can become monetized through YouTube, and that's gonna tide you over or something to do this even more, because it's just, that's not realistic because of how niche our hobby can be, especially if you're not doing GW stuff. And then And so yeah, it's kind of, you need something like Patreon to be able to find the people that connect with your videos and your style of things, and for them, for that to basically feed back to you about which are the things that they want to see, not necessarily what the numbers of people are going to trend towards. It allows you to focus on the things that perhaps other people are not so focused on, and you're not chasing the algorithm or anything like that. You can just make sure you're making the content that the people that support you want to see. So yeah, people who just kind of unsubscribe because you started doing Patreon stuff, then they're the chaff that you don't really mind losing, to be honest. I'll probably come back, like some people have checked back on this video, and I'll lose 5 subscribers for saying like crap like that about people. Yeah, the hours to be watched, that is the nightmare to monetization. Yeah, you really need the hours. This is the thing though, like this is crazy. Like the short that I did, basically I did the kind of 3-minute comedy thing, which that has netted me like 200 plus views or whatever, and that's great. But I made a little short out of a little bit of that, and in a and like I just had a blip of momentum with it, and like I woke up the next morning after publishing it, and I had 2.4k views on it. And so even though it's just kind of like a 1 minute, less than a minute short, because I had 2.4k views in a single night, like my hours just like went zoom straight up. So I'm like, oh well, I enjoy making those things, they're kind of fun, so I don't mind doing that as kind of a little shorts thing that I throw out there. And if that just at least gets my channel out there and gives me a bit of that, that's great. That's not too bad. Yeah, a little bit of an endorphin rush as well when you see something like that. But the funniest thing is, I get 2.4k views in like a few hours, and then zip, nothing for the rest. So the shorts are like unbelievable blip kind of popularity. It's such a weird platform, but it's kind of funny to try. It's kind of interesting. So I was like, oh, is there a bit of my Defiance videos that I could kind of blip into a short? But I can't be bothered. So I'm not really that keen to be like, oh, I need to kind of hit the algorithm and things like that. I'll just throw out some shorts sometimes when I do a stupid, funny sketch show type thing. Just hopefully get more interested in that, so that at least if I have a series of that, people do come to watch that. And because those things were really fast to make, and I've got a few ideas for them, and I think that would be kind of fun to do. It allows me to be silly in front of a camera for a bit, and hopefully not make a complete arse of myself doing it. I was really nervous actually putting that video out. I think mainly because the army I chose was Haq Islam, so I was like, oh, I hope people don't like, who don't understand Infinity and things, think I'm doing some sort of racist bit. I'm just doing kind of like a stupid voice because I'm just doing a stupid voice. It's got nothing to do with the actual characters and things. So I was really nervous about that. I was like, do I just choose another army just to avoid that possibility? And I was just like, oh no, that's just stupid. Just go with it kind of thing. The reason I chose them is that's my favorite army in Infinity. And so it's kind of fun to poke a little fun with those models. Just also, those models work with sticking my face on as well more easily than others. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I haven't actually had a look at your I every so often I like to just see how your channel's doing and kind of check how many subscribers you got. I'm just like, oh, he's doing so well. I actually haven't had a look for a few weeks because I've kind of had a period of just kind of reducing my reducing how much I watch on YouTube and in streaming services in general and things. Because like with my daughter, she was watching quite a bit of TV, so I applied the Atomic Habits kind of approach to how we can try and reduce a bad habit whilst increasing good habits and things. So yeah, it was kind of something I did, and it kind of worked out quite well. Right, there's Dice Gods. Hey, 700 subscribers. Oh, you're getting so close. That's good. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. I'm glad to see that. That's good. Yeah, all right. Oh, you get to the 1,000 soon, I'm sure. I've just peaked over the 500, so that feels good as well. I'm just like, yay, I'm 500. It was actually thanks to that stupid comedy video that I made. My Infinity Defiance one has kind of like actually knocked me down a bit. I'm like, don't go under 500. I should be fine. But it was kind of a bit of a worrisome moment. Okay, that's the last little panel that I want to do. And then I've done the kind of the upper body's kind of gold here. I guess I should do the back of the head thing. I've also got that competition. Is in about a week's time. I should be getting I think, is it in a week's time or yeah, I think it's in a week's time. So right now, the 31st is the submission deadline. I've already submitted mine though, so I'm done. And then community voting I think starts from the 6th. So I'll get like the Google form with everyone's work in, and I'll probably do like basically once that submission is.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Go away, Siri.
Okay.
I don't know why that came up. Oh god, that threw me. Yeah. So I should be getting the form, the Google form to go over with all of the submissions, and so I will. Once I think the submissions, the voting is complete, I'll probably do I'll probably go into I'll do a live stream of going through all of the submissions from all the categories and just talking about each one and what I thought of them, which one I thought was the best, and then maybe a very quick follow-up of who the winners are. I have this horrible feeling I'm going to hit mid-table again, even though I'm really happy with my model that I painted, so that's a win. But I'm really scared that everyone's so good. I'm going to be hitting mid-table again and be like, oh, I'm frustrated. Can't get out of intermediate. What was I painting? It was over here, wasn't it? But yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's... Okay, I think... Right, the top of this model is basically done. I think I'll go on to the legs next and just carry on. This whole style of painting takes forever, but it does look pretty cool. I'm kind of glad I did go with this color scheme because it contrasts quite nicely with the pinky red of the skin, and it's quite striking, I think. So it's kind of like a Spartan alien kind of thing. I don't know, it's kind of cool. But yes. kind of on Instagram, I quite enjoy seeing like the Angel or Angel. I don't know how to pronounce it actually in Spanish. I need to check. Angel Garalde's videos, like the little shorts that he has on Instagram, where he kind of just has those great close-ups of how he kind of blends colors and things and how he strokes the brushes. Because it's like I'm watching it and going, oh wow, yeah. When he starts, it does look like shit. But then as he does more of it, it just gets better and better and better. So it's kind of like I worry less about my stuff looking really bad as I get started, and then as I do more and more and more, it the blend starts to appear and like it actually starts to look good. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing that everyone kind of goes through. It doesn't. It's a nice reminder that it's just kind of like a bit of patience goes a long way with miniature painting, rather than actual talent. It's just kind of a very, very patient paint by numbers kind of thing. I know. I'm in a bit of a chatty mood today. I don't know why, because I was freaking knackered when I got home, and I was like, oh my god, I'm doing a stream tonight. I am so tired. I don't think I'm going to be able to do one. I'm going to be like dead quiet. But thanks to Quiet Professional was on the stream fairly early and asking questions, so it kind of got me chatting quickly that way. After I had an abysmal start to the stream as well. Oh my god, it was pretty terrible. My camera fell and into my paint tray. So that was fun. Right, I've done his crotch. It's a shiny metal codpiece. Yep, I'm in a pretty weird mood today. I think actually one of the most important things that I'm doing whilst painting this model is every time I come to paint, even though I'm using the same paints as I used the day before, I keep on adding new paint to my wet palette. I don't go back and use the old paint. It actually makes the whole paint experience much more enjoyable. I'm kind of like waste not, want not type of person. So if it's like on my palette, I'm like, I must use it even though it's completely waterlogged or completely dry. I'll still be able to use it. I'll revive it in some way, and then have an absolutely horrible time trying to paint. I'm kind of now telling myself to go, screw it. It's dead. Just get some new paint. It's not very much. It's fine. This paint lasts forever in the pot. So just put some new paint down. But yeah. Don't know if I've done that right or not. Oh well. Entering concentration mode. Once I hit some of these, it's when you have these large surfaces, it's really hard to sometimes know where the best place to place reflections is. It's the real test of whether you're really learning how to do kind of NMM and proper gradients and things. This is when it's not color by numbers. And this is where I struggle the most. Get a little bit more on there. Keep working up these layers. Maybe a bit too much there. Yeah, I'm not convinced of some of that work. I've got to try a little bit harder. Maybe there's not enough, I'm not sure. To be honest, it was feeling a little bit dry on the brush, so probably needed a little bit more moisture to be a bit more manageable, so I could place it a little bit more exactingly? Is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure if it is. I think it probably needs a little bit more work on there. Oh no, nothing. I was probably talking to myself for a little while, but then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and ultra focus on the model for a bit. So I'm now up to the legs. I'm not very convinced I've done a good job on this bit of the leg here. I've got to maybe sit back and look at it. I feel like it needs a little bit more reflection. This is the danger I get into, where I go, okay, I didn't do enough on the leg, and then I work more on the leg, and I find it then is too bright. Whereas you want sometimes the leg to be less intense, so that you can kind of like look up and see more of the model. So it just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's just so your eyes are drawn up to the face. So maybe I'll just stick with that for now and just see how the rest of the legs go, and hopefully we'll make it look good. I guess it's okay. It's okay. I'm warming to it. It's fine. Very indecisive painter. It really slows me down. Even when I know what I've got to do. And then it's just a case of painting what I need to paint. cover up some of those errors. If we do that now, it should make things easier. How did you get blue? When did I paint any blue? There seems to be like some blue on the model. I don't know if it's actually probably just the grey and it's just the other colours interacting that's causing that. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. That's very kind. As much as like, it's funny, as much as like people say don't compare yourself with other people, I seriously compare myself with other people, but in a way that it doesn't demotivate me, it motivates me. It's kind of weird. I used to look at other people's models and go, I could never paint like that. Oh my God, they're just amazing. But now over a few years of getting better at painting, I kind of look at them and go, that's achievable. And if I make an effort, maybe one day I could do something at that level. And so it's kind of just driven me to actually try to paint better. Still a long way off. But I'm getting to that point where I'm like looking at work that I used to think was absolutely phenomenal. I had no idea how they did it. And I look at it and go, I think I know how they did it. And that change in being able to look at the kind of model painting art is a kind of a nice positive change for me, I think. So it's kind of interesting. So I want to always get better. So I like looking at people who are better than me and trying to figure out, how did you do that? And in terms of how long does it take to do that? And could I be that patient to get that result? And maybe that's all it needs, is just me to be that patient to go and just get that result that I want. I don't know. I was looking at some work by Dave Colwell and going, he's really good. He's really good. But yeah. Nah, I don't think so. But mind you, I was looking at some of like the people that, you know, not any of the winners or anything like that, or even the ones who got commended and things, but some of the people that went into Golden Demon, and looking at some of those, like the lower level ones, the ones that didn't do so well but still look absolutely gorgeous. But I was looking at them going, I think I could get there. I think I could get there. That's an achievable place for me, kind of thing. I'm not going to be one of the absolute greats or anything like that, but I could be I think I could get to be a strong painter, and the idea of just even being able to enter a Golden Demon would be kind of cool. Even if it's not really my wheelhouse in terms of the models to paint and sometimes the approaches, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just tooting myself a little bit too hard right now. But I'm just happy with the improvement I've made, and kind of reminded myself that just put in the hours and the patience, and you can get quite good at this hobby. I really want to just actually paint up a whole bunch of my 40k stuff and sell it. So if I can paint it up pretty decently And then maybe if I can make a little bit of money on that, that'll be lovely. If not, then it just continues to sit in my drawer, but at least there's the opportunity of someone perhaps buying it one day. And it would be nice to get some painting practice with them done. I still want to kind of do my kind of little eBay challenge thing where I just paint up a couple of models, put them on auction for like 50p, see which one sells for the most in like an auction battle. I think that'd be kind of make for a fun video, and I would kind of enjoy it and be just happy to get rid of some models that I've had for 20 years. I don't know if I've got all 3 of those going on. I wish I had more time, to be honest. The funny thing is, if I had more time, I would waste it watching TV. I know what I'm like, or playing video games. So, like, having a kid and having a very busy job in some ways makes me more focused on actually using my time as much as possible on painting and making videos and things like that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm always like, I'm like, yeah, that's right. I've got like almost all the Necromunda from 20 years ago. Like, that's it's never a waste. Yeah, I have fond memories of video games. It's just I've played way too many and been like, I could have done a lot in that time I spent. I don't know. But another thing, an important skill, or an important thing to always be thinking about, or not to be thinking about, is rumination. Avoid rumination at all costs. It causes procrastination. So if you ruminate over the past mistakes and things, you're not actually moving forward with anything, and it slows you down. So I don't think too hard on that. It might well be worth a pretty packet. I've got lots of those, and they're the ones I really want to do in this kind of auction thing and just seeing what happens. So like just taking 2 equivalents, like getting a couple of heavies or a couple of gang leaders, like who's going to win, the Orlok or the Goliath kind of thing in this matchup. So I think, did I still have them on the side here? No, I might have put them away. But I had a couple of bottles out that I was thinking of doing. But yeah, I'll have to have a look around for that. But yeah, I thought that'd be kind of fun. It's just, again, like the Defiance video just took up all my time, so I just didn't do it. And as much as I've told myself, right, take a break from Defiance for a bit, just to do some other stuff and refresh your mind, I've kind of just gone and reshot all of the models. I said this earlier in the stream, but I reshot all the models for their 3D spinning. Oh wow, for £200, that's nice. Wowee. So yeah, I maybe I should just paint them up as a crew and sell them like that. I don't know. Thing is, like, I'm in Japan, so the fact that I have to send it abroad so far and the cost of sending them now is silly astronomical. I'm probably not going to get much out of it. So kind of just doing a single miniature here and there is kind of not so bad, because I don't mind it almost costing me 1,000 yen to just send it off. And whether I get some money out of it through the auction or not is not so important. It's more that I just make a fun video out of them, and that in itself is just worth it. But yeah. But yeah, I can imagine that I've got like a lot of actually the single miniatures that you can, which aren't part of a crew. I've got all of those. I got a lot of those as well. I got like the bounty hunters, and I got, what's her face? The Madonna as well. And I think that would be a fun model to paint up. Yeah, I don't use any of my Games Workshop stuff, so I'm just kind of like, and right now it's all painted really badly because it's like when I started. So getting the opportunity to paint some of the models that I haven't painted and try and paint them up really nicely, and then just sell them, because I'm not going to use them. To be honest, if I started 40k again or anything like that, I probably wouldn't want to use my current armies out of just sheer embarrassment of the quality of the paint jobs. So I would literally be like, no, I can't do them. So I might as well just try and sell them, or at least paint them up again and sell them a little bit at a time. But yeah, but I don't know, there doesn't seem to be a big market for commission work, but I don't see people really doing it here in Japan. So maybe there is a market for it, it's just no one's really doing it. I don't know. So I might just try and do a bit of commission work if I can find some. I tend to not buy minis very much anymore. I can hold off and I can just kind of paint the stuff that I've got. So the idea of actually painting other people's minis is not such a bad thing, because it will give me a challenge to do some different stuff. And I don't mind painting up a mini, taking photographs and keeping that as the memories, because I'm in Japan and space is limited. And with Tag Raid coming, I'm just kind of like, oh, I need to get rid of stuff. Really, if I really want to keep doing this. So the idea of actually painting other people's models and then just sending them off is just kind of like, oh, that's actually kind of sounds quite good. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, cool. Yes, yeah. I was thinking for the time being, like, right now I'm busy, so it's probably not going to happen. But I was thinking I might just pop on like a Fiverr account, because there's nobody in Japan doing commission painting on Fiverr in Japan. So, and to be honest, I don't know if anyone's going to be looking at it in Japan. But if someone is looking for someone in Japan to paint like up a D&D model and things, because role-playing games here are pretty popular in the foreigners community, and board games as well. So just painting up like people's board game pieces for the ones that they get models in, because those guys they're not interested in painting as such. But for a game that they play often, having some painted models for it just adds the depth of the game. So I'm gonna try and go and see some board game clubs, and then also kind of maybe take Defiance along with me to kind of one, play Defiance, and two, showcase my painting and see if anyone wants me to do stuff for them. All right, good luck with the editing. Yes, fantastic. I don't know if it does sound like a good market or not. It might be in a completely dead market. That's why it's not really taking off at all. But I think there's opportunities, at least, to do some painting of things. Probably the thing that I would fear the most is like, I really want you to paint all my Zombicide models, and then I go, no, because that just sounds like it would kill me doing that many small models. But yeah, good luck with the editing. I hope it goes really, really well. That should be fun. All right, I'm actually probably going to have to finish up in a little bit because it's getting on for 11:30, and tomorrow I have a big day with Halloween party at the school. And that goes on until late as we have a reunion party for graduates in the evening. And so I'm going to be busy and getting knackered. So I'll probably finish up soon, watch my one episode of The Expanse that I'm kind of currently going through, and then get off to bed and be happy that I've gotten this far with the model. Slowly but surely. I don't know if I'm going to be on a Saturday. I may be, maybe not. I got a Halloween party for my daughter on the Sunday, I think it is. So I should be free Saturday evening. I might try and contact Jeremy from Upturned Table, see if he wants to join in on a painting stream together. That'd be kind of nice. But remember to do that. I'm really bad at remembering to contact and arrange stuff like that. It's always nice to have a chat with someone together on the live stream. Okay, that whole side needs doing there, so that's fine there. Okay. All right, we made a good start on the lower half of the body. But yeah, I'm in that zone of like, oh, I'm looking forward to continuing this and maybe finishing it in the next stream in terms of the gold plate. And then yeah, we can continue on later. But yeah, I'm digging how this guy's coming along. This is a great practice for NMM. This is actually pretty much the color scheme I would have gone for if I had got the if I decided to buy the Black Wind set for Infinity. And this is how I would have painted the Aleph dudes, the kind of Greek hero kind of army. Just completely forgotten their name, but this is probably how I would have tried to paint them, and it would have taken me forever. So I'm kind of glad I didn't buy that set. But yeah, there's that. All right, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night there, where I feel pretty happy with where I got with the model. So that will go on there, and I shall say good night to you all, and or good day, good morning, wherever you may be, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and goodbye. If I remember where my screen is, because I've got it on a second screen. Where is... There we are. Okay, and yeah, this is the longest, most uncomfortable goodbye ever. Goodbye. Bye.